Hi everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Cris, where here I tell you stories that you can either relate to or just laugh at my pain. Whichever one comes first. So, as per usual, I did my Instagram poll, and I gotta call y'all out on some nonsense because I did the first Instagram poll and I sprayed someone with Lysol dealing with cramps. Everyone was voting for dealing with cramps, okay? So I looked and I was like, even the males, and I was like, not so sure about that. Let me rephrase a little bit so maybe people understand a little more. And I put sprayed with Lysol again, and this time I put dealing with period cramps. Okay, tell me how everybody after they saw the word period ran to Lysol. Y'all want to explain that to me? That nonsense? So you know what? Today you'll get your Lysol, but don't worry. Next time, I ain't gonna give you an option. You're gonna learn about the period cramps. And don't worry, I won't get into the nitty-gritty grossness of it. I'm just going to teach the guys on how to deal with it and not irritate everybody else who has this, all right? But for now, I sprayed someone with Lysol. Yes, this is a true story. I did. Story goes is, first of all, when I was a child, I would get sick all the time. Like somebody on the other side of the planet could cough or sneeze, and I'd somehow 3 days later get it, and I'd be like, I'm dying, oh my God. All right? So when I hear other people cough or sneeze, mostly cough, I get very triggered, okay? To the point that if somebody in the parking lot coughs, and I'm over here, I will hear, and I'm like, I get very panicked when I hear coughing. It scares me because I'm just like, germs? You could get me sick. And I'm not a germophobic. But when it comes to coughing and people like, that's where I draw my line. That's where I draw my line. No. So what happened was I was in high school. I was a sophomore. And I did choir for about 11 years. So this was in my choir class of sophomore year. And the senior who was in the choir class ended up sick and she came to school. Why? I don't know. Because if you're sick, you need to keep yourself in la casa, not here spreading it around. So she comes, and instead of being like, oh no guys, I'm sick, just don't come near me, I don't want to give it to you. No, that's not what this woman does. She coughs and she's like, everyone! I'm like, if she gets me sick, I'm gonna lose the little piece of my sanity that I have. So she's rolling on everyone and she's coughing. Now she comes up to me. Now for all of you that don't know me, yo soy una loca, okay? I'm crazy. So when she comes up to me and she's like, hi Cris Benya, I'm like, if you get me sick, and I'm saying this in front of every single choir member and the choir teacher, if you get me sick, I'm coming after you. And she was like, oh, you're so funny. 2 days later, guess who was sick? I was sick. I was the one dying now. Now she's getting better and she's like, and here my mom was like, no, don't go to school. You don't want. I'm like, no, she got me sick. I'm gonna get her sick again. I'm gonna give it back to her. So, choir class came. I'm walking with my little purse on my shoulder, and I'm walking down the hallway. I'm feeling like death, like awful, want to die. And when I get sick, it's like I get sick. Like I've gotten bronchitis, I've gotten pneumonia, I've gotten bronchial pneumonia, I have asthma, I have everything. So when I get sick, it's just, I want to die. Like that's it. That's how I feel. So I'm walking to choir class. I'm like, who happens coming down the hallway on the opposite side? Miss Jeremy Host herself. So she looks at me and I stopped and she stopped and she sees that I'm sick. And she says to me, no, she didn't say anything to me. She just looks at me. And I looked at her and I said, you got me sick. Tell me how I go into my bag and reach my little can of Lysol and this girl starts running. I have never seen anybody move so fast in my whole life. She runs into the choir room. I don't run. I'm sick. I don't run after you because you know what? I know I'll get you. I don't have to be concerned. I'm like, no, I gotta get it. No, I'll take my sweet time. So here I come, walking down with the Lysol in my hand, very slowly. I'm gonna get you, don't worry. Get into the choir room. She's hiding behind the teacher, and the teacher is like, what's going on? What's going on? Now he heard me say that if she got me sick, I would come after her. So when he looked at me, I looked him dead in his eyes and said, she got me sick. You want to know what that professor did? Guess what? He walked away, he sat at his desk, he put his feet up, blocked himself, took out his phone like this, blocked himself even more, and let me have at her. So with my little can of Lysol, I was like, shh, and sprayed the hell out of her. I'm like, you a whole germ? Guess who's gonna kill the germ? 99.9%, shh, okay? And then on top of that, after I sprayed her, I coughed on her, and she was like, oh, you're gonna give me an ear infection. I was like, good. Maybe next time you'll learn not to spread your germs. I hope you get the ear infection. So when people are sick, please stay away from me. This semester, I've been sick 5 times. The 2 times were like the times where I wanted to die. The rest of the other times was me literally, like my nose was all messed up. My head felt like it was this big. I was like, ugh. Stop spreading your germs. I don't understand why people, when they're sick, have the urge to touch you more and to be close to you. Like, I don't want anyone this close to me, and now you want to give me your germs and be that germy close to me? No, 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 no. I need to be in a bubble, or all the sick people need to be in their bubble until they feel better and they're not sick anymore. And the people who are like, oh, I'm sick, but like, I'm on antibiotics. That don't mean mierda to me. That means nothing to me. Until you are 100% better and you have no germs, you're not blowing your nose, you're not like, or like sneezing every 4 seconds or anything, you still germy, you still the host. Don't spread it, okay? Yo estoy harta, okay? I'm tired of all these sick people. I heard a guy cough in the parking lot. He coughed and brought out a whole phlegm. A whole phlegm. And he was like, and I was like, and my friend Martha next to me goes, ay, Dios mío, una flema. First of all, I want to know why she sounded like Bad Bunny when she said that. And second of all, this man was literally, I think, about 50 feet from me, and I felt like he was right here when he wasn't. He was literally all the way over there. And I felt the germ. I was like, oh no, the germ! Ah! So, I'm going to start carrying Lysol again. And if I see anybody cough or sneeze or any type of germ come at me, don't be surprised if you get a whole mist of Lysol. Because if I sprayed one person, don't think that I'm afraid to spray anybody else. So that's my story on how I don't like sick people and that you need to keep your germs to yourself, and how I sprayed someone with Lysol. Subscribe to Kane TV and follow me on Storytime at Storytime with Cris 1 on Instagram. So you can find more stories, and you can also vote which story you want to hear, except for next week because you guys are going to hear about cramps because you all decided to be fake. Bye!